It gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 112 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast, the Fan Roundtable. As you can see, there's not one Hastings fan here, but there is some wonderful fans of other clubs, and maybe that's the way we're going to do things from the way forward. The lovely Gabriel from Enfield, John from Canvey, Terry from Margate, and of course Rob from Folkestone. Hello, everyone, and good evening.
Hi, Chris.
All right.
Evening, Chris.
Evening. Right, well, who should we start with first? And then I'll start talking a few Hastings things. Terry?
Go on then.
No, we're not picking on you.
No.
So, for quite a few of the clubs, I mean, obviously more Folkestone and Margate, a little bit of Canvey. There's like a lot of big news. Actually, did you play that? Since we last spoke, Gab, have you played another game in the Intertoto Cup or whatever it's called? The Phoenix from the Flames Cup?
Yeah, we played our first one last Tuesday. It was spectacular, mate. Really good. Got 600 in on a freezing cold Tuesday night. Most of whom went, instead of going round the sides of the pitch like they usually do, most of that 600 went behind the goal with us. So it meant that the atmosphere on the night was absolutely cracking. And they're no mugs. They won all of their games in that competition last year, the Danish side skilled. So having been involved in all of the kind of stupid admin behind the scenes and getting everything set up, it was really good, that it actually came off. Although me and my mate George had to set up the live stream, and up until 5 minutes of kickoff, we didn't have the little device that meant that we could connect a camcorder to YouTube. So I was thinking, shit, I'm going to have to miss the game because I'm going to have to be filming it on a potato, like on a phone or something. But in the end, it was all right. So just really good. Worth the stress, I think, in the end.
Well, I've gone to you and I've killed Terry's thunder here, so let me stay with him. Sorry, Terry.
Sorry, Terry.
No.
It's me. So a mixed bag. Well, you lost in the Velocity Cup to Brighton Sea Regent, yeah. Other than that, you've been doing really well. Third in the league.
Oh, is that to me? Sorry, I thought that's me thinking it was addressed to Terry. I was like,
you can, if you want to forget about that result, Velocity Cup, a massive cup, much bigger than the Phoenix Trophy.
It's huge, mate. It's huge. I mean, listen, we won it not too long ago, so we want to big up.
Prestigious, mate.
We want to big up the Velocity. Do you know what? I think everyone coming away from yesterday could not make light of a defeat, but they could freely admit without rose-tinted glasses on that it's probably the most one-sided game they'll see, certainly all season, if not for many a year. We had something like 19 shots, hit the woodwork 4 times, and had our winger, Reece Beckles-Richards, go in goal for an hour because our usual keeper got concussed on half an hour. So, the fact that they still came away, smash and grabbed it with their only shot on target, which was a header from Zach Littlejohn. Thing is, Zach Littlejohn has 8 goals this season from centre-back. So he's a phenomenon, and we knew what he was going to do. We knew how they were going to set up, and it still happened. Oh, and we missed the penalty, by the way, as well. So you knew it just wasn't going to be our night.
That's like the 5-card trick of you're not going to win a game.
Yeah, literally. Would you like to double down? Nah, do you know what? Given we played a lot of youngsters as well, we played a 16-year-old at centre-back who, for the vast majority of the game, looked absolutely like that was his level. A few kind of fringe players having some really good performances as well. Yeah, it's not a concern really. We got a nice break now. I think the players have really kind of been on the treadmill the last month or so. Metaphorically speaking, and physically probably, but this kind of 10-day break I think will do them a bit good, because with illness and suspension and constant game time, I think they probably need to rest up. So we're in a really good place still. Assuming Hornchurch are going to run away with it, we're in a good spot at the moment for the playoffs, but we just need to keep the levels up, because after Whitehawk and after even Margate at the weekend, where first half an hour we looked a little bit slow, we just need to maintain those levels, to be honest.
Yeah, so you mentioned Margate. unfortunately. And I know Terry was there as well. First of all, you must have heard her, yeah? Gabs, did you hear Terry?
Indeed,
Yeah.
I heard you tell. To be honest, I didn't see you, and I should have seen you, but I did hear you. So
Yeah, that's
there's
people,
compensation
yeah.
at least.
Most people don't know what my face looks like, It's just they hear me. As all she's here then.
But yeah, so that Enfield Margate game then. So what was it? Was it a one-sided affair, or was it could have gone either way? How do we see it?
First half we were all right. Second half we just
No good.
capitulated as usual. It was bloody freezing out there though. I had about six layers on. Honestly, there was ice all round on the perimeter. It was like, oh my God.
It was absolutely Siberian.
We just I mean that basically that was the end of it for Reece. So.
Yeah, so I might as well move on to you then, Terry. So obviously, now you got quite friendly with Reece as well. I mean,
because I knew him obviously when he was a player as well. So he was.
How easy was that decision? How easy was that decision? Do you think?
I don't think it was an easy decision for him at all. Well, because I spoke to the chairman and that, and he was saying no, it wasn't. It wasn't an easy decision to make, but you've got to look at the results. And I said we've won one game since. Last game we won was Saturday the 4th of November against Lewis. So we've drawn, lost, drawn, lost. Yeah, it's something had to give.
Do you think he could have been given more time, or do you reckon it was kind of a done deal?
I think they were looking at it and they were going, well, if he doesn't get a result soon, sort of thing, we're going to bring someone else in. And just the run of results has been a nail in the coffin, I was like, he was a Margate man through and through, even though he lived quite a way away. He did love the club. And I'm still in touch with him, obviously, but it's I mean, I get attached to the players and the manager, and it's honestly it's like kids leaving home when they go on, it's hard, but we'll
some of it ain't. It's like good riddance, but no, I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, some of them I'm like, oh yeah, okay, he's gone, but it's when you get sort of, they're like a family, aren't they? So they are for me, they're like my lads. So
John, you must be sorry.
Go on, please, Gab. Go on, no, Gab, please.
I was going to say, John, you must be the only one that hasn't experienced that in the last kind of year or so, like management and squad kind of wholesale changes coming in.
Yeah, we've been quite lucky in that respect. I mean, we've had a tight knit unit there since we were in the ISTHMIAN North, so it's been good to, as you say, keep faces around. I mean, it's like what Terry touched on. You get to know the boys. They they become like sort of part of the little setup of the club, like the family. So I think once you see someone go who's been there a while, it's quite disappointing. So we have been very lucky in that respect, really. I've lost a lot of key players. Yeah,
I'm touching on that. That's when obviously Gary Elphick went, and then we had the whole squad going. So yeah, I do feel your pain. You know what I mean? Like when that does happen, it is when you actually like the managers as well. Like because when they've hung around a bit, they're usually decent people, aren't they? So, but I've got to mention it. You got beat by Whitehawk in the cup.
Yeah, we had 16-year-olds there as well. He had school in the morning after he scored his first goal for us. Yeah, little Vinny. So 16 years old.
So was Mark in charge for that game, or was that that was his last game? Was it?
No, Reece got the push on the Sunday, and Ben Greenhalgh and one of the coaching staff took over. Ben named himself as a sub, came on for the last 10 minutes, maybe not even that long. But yeah, we basically had six academy lads. And I'll say Vinny had his first start, and he did so well, bless him. Really did well.
One for the future,
yeah? Yeah. And it was like, and it was an instinctive goal as well, which was really helpful. It was like, oh yeah, he literally pounced on it and whacked it in, and it was like, oh, good on him. And then we just went downhill. Or as it happens, we were going uphill because it was the second half, and we were kicking uphill, and that's how come they got back into it.
Well, I said a former Hastings boy, not that there's quite a few former Hastings at Whitehawk, but Lloyd Dawes, because they do like to just, they've got him, I think he's finished his run in Ibiza and got him off the tanning booth, and he actually played a game and he got a goal, didn't he, old Lloyd?
Yeah.
How did he look? I mean, do you know the player?
I was just hoping that we weren't going to end up about 5-1, but No, I'll say it was a funny old situation anyway, because A, it was a cup game. B, we didn't know what was going on. The fact that, Prez has just been given the boot. Ben's in charge. It was weird old game, but now all we've got to do is figure out whether any of the team are going to be staying, whether the new guy's going to bring in players he wants.
Yeah,
it's
toughy. I mean, what are you 1 point above? I mean, it don't
1
really
point
matter
above,
yet,
and they've got games in hand over us and that, and it's like, oh Christ,
Yeah.
We've got Kosh Shorten on Saturday, so
At home,
yeah.
Well, you never know.
There's a chance for that.
Yeah,
There's a chance.
some
for
points
So-
there.
And
Yeah.
I mean, being as it's a home game, new manager, we might end up getting a few
A
of
bit of
the
a bounce.
disillusioned lot coming back to see what's going to go on, instead of it just being me on my bleeding own at the back.
I was going to say, yeah, your bloody fan base. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, let's move on to John. I'm sure you want to talk about a few games, John. I might censor you if you start talking too much about that comfortable victory you got against Hastings.
I know you say we're looking forward to this bit, Chris.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, no, absolutely. No, it was but by far you deserve to win that game. Do you want to go straight into that one and then talk about? I mean, since then, obviously beat Chatham, and then I mean, hashtag. Yeah, I shouldn't be losing that one, but Horsham are a good side. There's no shame in losing to them. I mean, yeah, start what you think about the Hastings game, and then I'll start crying. Go on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose Hastings game kind of picked up on what I was discussing really when I was last on with you. I mean, that was what we can do as a unit on our day. I mean, I was impressed with how we played. We kept things sort of tight, organised. Obviously, made it hard for you to come at us, and when our chances come as well, especially from the set plays, we took them. And that's
Not many.
That's for us. That's been our sort of classic tactic over especially over last season. So it was really nice to see that come off. And then we went one better with Chatham. I mean, because Chatham, when they come to us, they were a very good side. I must admit, I was impressed with how they played. But we started that game well, scored a lovely goal about 5 minutes in, and they come back into it. It was all very quick on the counter. But even then, I didn't think at half time we looked like we were out of the game. And yeah, we just come out with the right energy, enthusiasm in the second half. Obviously got the bit of the rub of the green with the sending off. But we had been sort of pressuring them for sort of most of that opening 15 minutes anyway. So I think by the time that happened, we tucked away the penalty and then we just went for it. And yeah, really got what we deserved. I mean, got a bit of a slice of luck at the end. I must admit, they have is it Danny Kedwell? The former Gilliman striker, wasn't he?
Big old bugger, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he was getting a fair bit of stick off our fans, let's put it that way. But yeah, that's it. But no, he absolutely skied a chance over from about 5-6 yards out, like in the 93rd minute. We were just holding our breath. It was like, my God, so it's got to be our night now, surely. Yeah. And then, yeah, just in the classic story of our season, we go and completely screw it up the next weekend. I mean, that was a painful day. That #1. I think as Terry said, it was bling freezing cold that day, so that didn't make things better for anyone who loses on a day like that. But walking away from that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, everyone's got their opinions on a club like that. I'm not a massive fan. I mean, for me, it felt like, I can imagine it's like how a lot of clubs in Germany or Austria must have felt losing to an RB side for the first time, because we had the sign over them until then. I mean, they were a good side on the pitch. I can't take that away from them. I mean, we deserved nothing from the game. We were quite awful, especially in the first half. And then Horsham, the next game, we showed a bit of improvement. But yeah, again, they played some neat football. We couldn't really match them in midfield. We got ourselves an equaliser. It looked like it was going to try and turn a corner, but we never really took advantage of it. And, they got a decent second goal. And they had a bit of luck on their first because it took a wicked deflection off our centre-back. But yeah, I think really I suppose if you were a neutral watching it, you'd probably say Horsham deserved to win it.
Well, I was listening on their radio, and I mean, it's never good to try and judge it on that because obviously everyone that does the radios, they're well biased, aren't they?
Of course, yeah.
I've listened to Gabs. I've listened to Gabs do the radio. He's well biased. But yeah, particularly they've got a lot of good threats of Horsham. They are good attacking side wise. They are quite good. When I saw that equaliser going, I thought, look, if you just get one, I reckon you might nick this one more.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lovely equaliser, to be fair. I mean, our boy up front, Bradley Satch, he's been very isolated like the last month or so because where we've had Evans Tuati out, they're normally like partners in crime, those two up front. But he's had to take on a lot of the work himself. And, you look at him, I mean, I think a lot of people think, God, he's a lump up front. What's he going to do? He's going to be out of breath after 5 minutes. But the amount of running he's done the last month. Made a lot of his own chances and scored some nice goals, but he needs just that extra bit of support. You know, what's costing us a little bit in terms of striking at sides, and then we make silly mistakes in the midfield, and yeah, that's been our Achilles heel this season. A few games. You
mentioned striking at sides. I think you've just got yourself a goal machine, haven't you? From
honestly, mate, I have no idea how.
Money bags. It's going to be Arab, some sort of Arab states about a buy-in to Canvey, I reckon.
That's it. Yeah, someone discovered oil under the island somehow. Honestly,
the tanker gone down in the end. There is it.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, I work with the clubs. Sort of
I was going to say, how long do you know? So, how long did you know about it, John, before it was announced? Oh, old Sam Higgins coming in. What would you?
Well, people had started saying to me at the chatting game actually that, have you seen Sam Higgins was sitting over here? So this rumour mill started circulating then, and then I had a chat with the manager after the hashtag game. He said, I need to have a chat with you on Tuesday about something. And he said then, we're bringing in Sam Higgins. And I was like, how on earth you manage that? I mean, I think it's more of a case of, with this one, it might really have been sort of a previous contact. I mean, he had a little cameo for us at one point. This is why he was still at East Thurrock banging in goals in the National South. He literally just won the top goal scorer award, and he actually played for us in this playoff match back in the Isthmian North, which was a mad sight to see. I mean, it was him and I think James White, who was their captain as well at the time, East Thurrock. And we got called all sorts for it, like, ringers, all this. But we dual registered them back in February. Just hadn't seen them until then. It was weird. Yeah. So I think he knew Brad Wellman from then. I mean, we had another manager in charge then, but Brad was the number 2. He knows Sammy, not our assistant. They played together at East Thurrock, got promoted together. So, yeah, I think obviously friends helping out friends. But to have a player of his calibre at the club, you know, if we can keep him fit, even at 34 years old, you know, the man has goals in him all the time. I mean, to get 35 at 33 years old for Hornchurch last year, that speaks for itself, you know. So if we can do that with us, it's it's gonna be a tasty one.
Yeah, you got to be playoffs. You've got to be looking at playoffs now, haven't you? Really? I mean, with the goal machine,
we can stop conceding the goals, and we might start scoring a few. But that's it. It's something nice to think about. I mean, I think with the front three we could have. I mean, we've got the absolute sort of speed and, you know, skill demon in Kouassi when he comes back. Bradley Sage obviously knocking in goals like he does. He's still young and hungry, and then to have a striking partner up front like Higgins, it's a pretty crazy thought. It really is.
Well, very good. Good stuff going on at Canvey. Right, and talking about, there's stuff happening at Folkestone. Obviously, some money troubles, people leaving, people coming in. Obviously, not the greatest results. Where do we start, Rob?
Well, hasn't been going well on the pitch, obviously. The owners put a statement out in the KM Extra, the paper, and basically said that it was a talk about like how they saw the club, where they saw the club going, because they're new owners. You know, they've been at the club for maybe, you know, since the summertime, or maybe even beginning at the end of last season. So it was an article about our form and our in transition, and then sort of buried sort of in the bottom of the article, it said about club's depth. So in fairness to the owners, they called a meeting on Monday, pretty much straight away after this article was seen, I think on Thursday, like a fans forum type thing. And I didn't go because I couldn't make it basically. I have my kids in Tivet, so I had to go to that. I missed it, but from what I've heard, it's been pretty positive, really. I mean,
your life would have been Rob. Your life would not have been worth living, mate, if you've missed the nativity.
I know. I needed to see my boy as a sheep. I definitely did. It was well done to that. And he was great, to be fair. He was very good. He sung all the words clearly, and you know, he did concentrate through the whole thing. So, which is probably more than me at the fans forum.
Yeah.
So, so I don't actually know. I don't 100% know what was said. It's all sort of like second-hand information. But I think the general vibe is from the owners is that, you know, it's sort of their involvement in the club is sort of dependent on they want to push the club forward, and you get the impression that to support the club and put money into the club and be at the club, as long as the club's sort of moving in the right direction, which is sort of what we all want anyway. They're talking about putting artificial surface down at the ground. That's been talked about a lot. They've moved their training from Folkestone up to near Ebbsfleet. So, and that was always a big sort of issue players were trying to sign. Always said about the travelling for training, not wanting to travel twice a week down to Folkestone because, like everyone knows, the M20s. Yeah, because the M20 is not even like a motorway anymore, is it? It's like a a 2-lane A road. So so there's a cut. I mean, I wouldn't say it's negative. I wouldn't say it's negative at all. Obviously, we don't know the ins and outs of all the finances, and we needed investment when it came in. Obviously, the club has some debt. We don't know sort of 100% all about that. If I'd have gone to the meeting, I might know more about it. But I'm not massively concerned at the moment. But when it first came out in the paper, I think because it was sort of buried at the bottom of the article, and the club had the CVA a few years ago, it sort of triggered a lot of people. You know what I mean? It was just that thing where you look at it and you go, shit. It's that thing where you look at it and it's sort of alarm bells start ringing. But from what I can tell from the people who went to the meeting, they weren't feeling like that at the end of it. So yeah.
Okay.
I mean, on the
go on. Sorry, Rob, please.
Yeah, sorry. On the pitch, it hasn't really nothing's really changed since I spoke to you last. Before I spoke to you guys last, we were about to play Bognor. We appointed Andy Drury on the Thursday, played Bognor on the Saturday. Andy Drury played himself. We played okay, a bit disjointed, but it was a bit of an improvement. And we lost 1-0. Bognor looked half decent. As all teams are organised in the division. If you've got a weakness, you've had it as well. So, and we were supposed to have a game against Cray at the weekend, and that game was postponed quite early in the morning of the day of the game because I believe they had some boiler troubles. They couldn't heat the water for the showers and stuff like that. So yeah, nothing's really apart from that loss against Bognor. Not much has changed because we haven't played. So Andy Joy's brought in a few players.
I was going to say, I mean, anything about I wouldn't know. I don't know about these players. So I mean, anything to get excited about?
Well, they brought in a guy called Tom Derry, who was at Bishop Stortford. He's a striker, and from what I've seen, he looks a very good player. He's just a bit of a threat, which we've been lacking up front, even though we've got loads of forwards. None of them particularly dominant or particularly notable with a head. And he's brought in a centre mid as well, hopefully to sort of replace him, because being a Chelsea supporter, I saw 3 player managers, and it's sort of like a midnight, late 90s thing where you have, Hoddle, Hullett and Vialli all player managing the club. But I'm watching the game on Saturday with Andy Drury managing and playing, you could tell he just wasn't seeing the whole picture of the game. And he has been, to be fair to him, even with his age, he's been outstanding for us, really, especially this season. And I just think that he needs to. I think he's brought in the midfielder to possibly eventually replace him. Because you can't get full pitch when you're playing. So the play manager thing, I don't know if that's going to continue. Maybe just be a manager, but yeah. So he's brought in a couple of forwards and a centre mid, and I don't know if there's a defender coming or what. We lost a couple of defenders as well this week. He's getting the players in to play the way he wants to play, and let's see how that goes.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I'm going to give my 2 pennies worth quickly, just on the Hastings stuff. Obviously the Canvey game, we had a big hole in midfield. We had a young lad, Kian Moyes, who's come in, has been excellent, and Adam Lovett, who's absolutely ridiculously, like, you lose him, you're not playing well, and we're too slow. Our passing was just we like to move the ball about, but it was just too slow. So our wingers weren't really involved in the game. Like, I don't know if you noticed, John, about, like, obviously John Ufer was not really a threat. He never really got in positions where he could be a proper threat because they were. Yeah, he wasn't isolated. He wasn't
a player, so I was worried about 3 games. He ripped the split Ricky last year. He's a good player, but so if you can't get the best out of him in a game, then it's hard to try and sort of reorganise after that, isn't it? So
so. That was a bit of a struggle. Then we went up to Chichester in the Velocity on a very cold Tuesday.
That was at Bognor, wasn't it?
Yeah, at Bognor. Thanks for correcting me. Yeah, it was. We went 2-0 up fairly quickly. Kian Moyes back in the team. and he got both goals. So I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be 5 or 6. I love this because I obviously get a bit overexcited behind a goal. And as you've seen, Gabs, but
indeed,
yeah, but no nosebleeds this time. So none of my fans, because there was only about 8 people there. So no one could punch me on the nose this time. But yeah, Chichester, very well organised team, and yeah, we absolutely scraped through it, just 2-1. So we brought some reinforcements in. Got Tommy Fagg from he's played. Anyone might mention from Ashford.
I've definitely heard the name.
Yeah,
he's good.
And I think he was playing for Chatham. Was he playing for Chatham? I don't know. He might have scored against
Tunbridge Angels. I think he was, wasn't he? Tunbridge Angels?
I think he went on loan. He went on loan to Chatham, didn't he? I think he might have actually scored against Folkestone this season. Tommy Fagg. I might have that wrong.
Right. Yeah, he started September and kind of spent a month or 2 down Chatham.
Yeah, and he got a goal against your lot. So, look, that's research for you, Rob. You see.
Well done, mate.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't do anything else better.
But to be fair.
But yeah, so things with Hastings. Just quickly for anyone that's going to be listening, the Chatham, which is on, it's going to be Saturday, which is when this comes out. There's a big old away day booze up going to happen. 9 o'clock train. Christmas booze up for anyone that's interested in that. I can't do that. Unfortunately, because I'm being a good dad and on our love. I've got the kids. You're out, aren't you, dear, on Saturday? Yeah, see. Well,
you've been at Chatham's ground since they're down the redevelopment, Chris?
No, never been there.
It's quite nice, I must admit. I mean, they can be hit and miss when they redevelop grounds. I mean, Aveley, the prime example. But no, Chatham's ground is lovely, I must admit. That's what I'm looking forward to next month.
Yeah, they've done that really nicely.
Unfortunately, I can't be there, John. You're rubbing salt in the wounds there.
No, that's not fun. What you were saying you were going, but you had to be responsible, not drink.
Yeah. No, I can't be. No, I'm on kids' duty and everything. And man,
take them with you.
Season.
Joking. No, I've got family stuff I've got to be doing as well. So, but I will be seeing the wonderful Rob on Tuesday for our Velocity Cup game at Folkestone.
Yeah.
So I'll have to buy you a beer when I see you. In your
new one, mate, I think.
Do you? Well,
I do. Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with that. You've got redeveloped your sort of bar place, haven't you?
Yes.
Named it some funny name or something.
It's the Dugout, they called it. But it was it's a pretty sensible idea, really, because the town didn't have a sports bar. We've had loads of pubs closed in the last 10 years. So, and as you know, the ground's like really centrally located between two points. It's a good place to have a sports bar, basically, and they're getting the revenue sort of 7 days a week now. So it was a good move, really. It's nice. Good. They've done well with it.
All right, and I hope this beer isn't gonna. I'm not gonna be crying in my beer, Rob, like I was when I saw John at Cat. Sorry, Terry,
Rob,
go on, please.
Are you coming down on the New Year's Day?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I've got to work, but I'm finishing. I'm knocking off early, so I'm going to go.
Cool.
I'm going to come straight from work.
I'm sponsoring the match ball for that one, so.
Oh yeah.
I'll have beer tokens to hand, so you can have a beer token if you want.
I was going to say, does that mean we get a free beer?
I'll get you a free beer, love. Yeah.
Oh yeah, come on.
Oh, excellent.
Right. Got behind to us. Are you coming on Saturday?
No, I'm working, mate. I've tried to get it off. I know. It's just like towards Christmas, everyone's booking time off to go Christmas shopping or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I was hoping to go to Canvey because I really wanted to stand on that terrace and overlook the Thames.
Watch the ships going past.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to that. I wasn't going to watch the football.
So you say that now, and then you remember it's December and it's bloody freezing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'd probably imagine it's something completely different. Yeah, in December, I'm probably not going to miss much, am I?
I think we have to go to your lot, John, and Concord. I think in the same month.
Yeah, no, that's it. We got them on New Year's Day, so we're looking forward to that. It's a bit of a crunch, but yeah. I'll see you when you come down, mate. Beer on me if you want it.
There's a lot of beer flying around here.
To be fair, actually, I don't know if I drink all that for me, but that's it.
Well, listen, thanks for coming on, all of you, yeah? Gabs, John, Terry, Rob, thank you. I'm not going to be there on Saturday, but see you again Tuesdays. Anyway, take care, guys, yeah?
Cheers, mate.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thanks a lot.